Yeah, hi everyone. We're just down here at the waterfront at Geelong, and we've had quite a few people email us and text us and want to know exactly how Sertorius is going in his lead up to the Melbourne Cup. So we thought we'd just do a quick video and bring everybody right up to date. Yeah, the last week since he's last started, he's had two really solid gallops, and his final gallop was on the course proper at Geelong on Friday, and we thought he worked fantastic. He had a solid gallop over 1400 metres and really finished off strongly up the straight and ran right through the line, and Georgie Cartwright rode him. He actually took a fair bit of pulling up, so I think fitness is right on the mark. Barrier draw was pretty exciting the other night. We got there and the room was packed, and all the bigwigs from everywhere in the world were there, and Mike Palmer did a fantastic job. In fact, he probably did too good a job. The owner's done his job. Barrier 5, well done Mike. He's now put the pressure on the trainer and the jockey to do their job. Best part about this horse is his last two starts especially. His last 400 metres have been really strong, and going to the 2 mile, he just looks like it's going to really suit him. He's proven over the 2 mile. He's gone to the Sydney Cup before and ran third and was really good at the line even in that. We're going up now to, he's had 2 solid runs over 2400 metres up to the 3200, and spoke to Craig Newitt the other day, and he's very confident.
Look at it. We've got a ticket in the lottery. Yeah, that's what it is. You got to be in it to win it. He's only had the one go at the 2 mile. He ran third in the Sydney Cup behind the offer. His form this preparation's probably a lot better than what it reads on paper. Obviously, he's got a big test ahead of him, but Jamie's confident the horse is going well enough, and he's drawn a gate. He's going to get a soft run, and anything can happen.
It should be good speed. All these European horses are now bringing, all these European owners are now bringing more of a speed sort of horse, and with Prince of Penzance drawing the inside, there should be really good speed. He led them up in the Moonee Valley Cup, and every time the second horse come up outside him, he actually grabbed the bit. So I've no doubt that there'll be good solid tempo. From barrier 5, if we can just jump and hold our ground and be running midfield, then get the horse to switch off, and then I suppose it's all the luck of the draw from where the race pans out from there. But Craig should be able to get the horse into a really good position. There's 24 horses in it. If he could settle running 10th or 12th, would be fantastic. Yeah, it was interesting last night. Mike Palmer just fitted in fantastic with all the big wheels everywhere around. Mike went down there, walked up, bang, picked his number 5, too easy, he reckons. It's fantastic. Mike said it the other day. He said it was really interesting. The last couple of starts, there's been big expectation on the horse, and he's been expected to run a big race where I suppose I think he was 150 or 200 to 1 this horse at the latest betting odds. So there's no real expectation of the horse. So he's it's probably as calm as I've seen Mike to most races. I've seen Mike sweating on Benalla Maidens, so I think he's just going to sit back and enjoy the whole day, and good on him. He's put a lot of money into racing, and certainly supports my stable, and deserves everybody he can get. Ryan's been replaced by Craig Newitt, probably not through any too big a drama. It's Ryan sort of was always going to really struggle making the 52.5 kilos, and we actually asked him to ride 54.5 a couple of weeks ago, and he couldn't make that weight. So 52.5 is always going to be a question mark, and probably not really fair to Ryan to expect him to do that, certainly on the biggest day of the year, and he would have been wasting very hard, and probably wouldn't have been at his best. But Ryan's main attribute is I think he's a very good rider for horses that jump and position up in the first couple and then be good at the line. And that's probably the reason Ryan even got onto the Sertorius in the first place, was that's how he rode, and that's how he won most of his races on him. The horse just seems to be getting back lately, and Ryan's been sort of struggling to get the horse into a good position, and it's been probably a bit disappointing. It's probably well documented that we've been a bit disappointed on how the horse has been ridden, but Mike Palmer, the owner, actually spoke to Ryan the other day, and Ryan even said to Mike himself the other day, probably maybe give somebody else a crack on him and see how it is. It just so happens the change of rider tends to be in the Melbourne Cup. If we ran in the Lexus, there would have been a change of rider anyway. Craig Newitt, the reason we chose Craig is a couple of things. Weight's an issue. I very much wanted a jockey that wasn't going to be wasting hard. He was going to be strong on the day, and I've got a good relationship with him. You can see this horse takes a fair bit of riding, and I don't think there's too many stronger riders than Craig. So I think Craig's a really good fit for this horse. No, absolutely not. Certainly not feeling any pressure. I'm more excited over it. We've always said that we want to support the locals and do all that sort of stuff. And I reckon it's fantastic. It gives people a bit of an angle to follow the horse, and hopefully the people here in Geelong and certainly people around Victoria and everywhere. I reckon that we probably represent about 99.9% of all owners and trainers. It's the Australian dream, isn't it? I know growing up as a kid, you got to school and, Melbourne Cup Day, they turned the telly on and everyone sat around the TV and listened to the Melbourne Cup or watched the Melbourne Cup. And that dream's sort of going a little bit with all the internationals, and us being the only Australian horse in the race is probably where racing's going. And certainly this race, and even the other night at the barrier draw, it was quite amazing how many international people were there. But no, I wouldn't say we don't feel any pressure. I think it's definitely more excitement. Yeah, well, that's it. I suppose all the hard work's done now. It's up to the horse and rider now. The owner's done his job. As far as our side of things go, we can't do much more with him. He's fit, he's healthy, he's well, the horse. It's just sit back and enjoy the ride now, I suppose. I'm sure Craig will give him a good ride, and I'm sure the horse will perform well. Thanks for everyone's support. We've had so many people send us text messages and emails and that sort of stuff, so I'm sure we won't let you down. And please give him a cheer and get right behind him, and hopefully we'll have plenty of champagne to drink after the race. But win, lose or draw, thanks everyone for all their support. Cheers.